You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE NXT After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE NXT After Show.
Millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
They weren't even on the show.
Nice.
I like this.
Oh, here we go.
Brian Danielson over
This
here.
is
Old school Daniel Bryan.
Hey, do you want to do millions of
Arrested
dollars
Development, too.
slowly?
Well, doing the millions of dollars. Yes, this was Daniel Bryan's indie music. Hello, everybody. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's NXT After Show. We are here today reviewing the 200th episode of NXT. I am your host, Ryan Clum, for my final time. Most likely, it looks like. Most likely. There's something we're working on, possibly for a special episode, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So I am joined once again with the beautiful Cathy Kelley.
Hey.
And across from me, Alex Kaslov.
Hey, how are you?
And Championship Wrestling from Hollywood,
Superstar, one of a
the
kind.
Hobo.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. They did not make an appearance on this show, so
No.
we're just doing that because we like it.
For you, it's
Millions
less
of
than
pennies.
right?
Millions of pennies.
Less than, right?
Well, far less.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Don't get me sad, man. It's Christmas. This is
Sometimes it's
getting bad.
like
Millions
it's
of
like
dollars in
10 or
debt.
15 pennies sometimes, right?
Well, hey, anything helps. God bless.
So we have the 200th episode of NXT.
Jam-packed
Yeah.
with so much action, so good. Mm-hmm. Every match was great.
All the matches were great. We had all these little NXT moments we'll get into, which I didn't think they would do something like that. I was hoping they would. But I was like,
pretty cool.
and I thought it was
Yeah.
cool. It made it feel important, which
Exactly.
Really did.
which was neat because obviously NXT was a very, very different show when it first started.
Yeah.
And would we consider what was not known as NXT before, like what was taped out of the FCW arena?
No, what
you
would be
guys don't consider that because
No, that was FCW. What
Right,
NXT was a show where they brought guys like Brian Danielson up. So they had
that wasn't.
on Spike
That's
TV.
not the same as what it
No,
is
it's
today.
not.
You know
They
what I mean?
rebranded it
Yeah.
for the 4th or 5th season. I forget what. I think it was the 4th is technically.
And let me tell you, this compared to FCW TV, my God, FCW TV was absolutely atrocious compared to what it is today.
I mean, this has so much production value. It's gotten
Yeah,
better
really,
and better
it
over
does.
the years, and it's only getting. I mean, did you see some of the graphics tonight? Were incredible,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
It's
their
like a-
packages. It's better than some of their main. It's better
Yeah,
than Raw
yeah, yeah.
sometimes.
It's of
Like
that-
it's
of
that
that-
good. It's
Yeah.
of that caliber.
Yeah.
This is what This is what NXT always should have been. You know, the early days where it was kind of that weird reality show, and they were actually trying to work the guys. They had no idea what they were going into these competitions and stuff they were going into. That was all a shoot. So you know, you had that weird mentoring thing and all, and it was interesting, but this is so much better. Just a straight out show on the future of the business.
and it's a hell of a product, and with a
It's become its own brand.
really has.
exactly, it's become its own brand, and it's shown in different countries. And I think this is a great foundation to go through before going to the main roster, as compared to FCW TV. I mean, people now you can have a fan base just off this.
It's crazy that I've had people tweet me and they're like, I don't watch, like, I just watch NXT now. I don't watch any of the other shows. That's the wrestling show that really watch.
It's just fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, we know the man who's basically responsible for all this, getting
Vince
the performance
McMahon?
center, all
Smiley?
that. Triple H. This is really his baby.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
His music.
What do you think?
NXT is really his baby. You know,
It is. He is the man in charge.
He
This
is
his
the man in
vision.
charge.
He is really. He's in charge of all
I
of
know.
it.
It
wasn't-
He's the
The
creator.
performance center, all this stuff, the deals with Full Sail. This is all on Triple
And
H.
actually, I guess we could talk about that tonight. Finally, that was their last taping at their Tampa place.
Yeah, and
today,
well, it wasn't a taping.
Or
It was a house show.
the last show. Okay,
Yeah,
their
they-
last
they-
show in Tampa
wasn't a
the
tape.
old
was today.
location.
Was today.
okay. Yeah,
So-
and thank God.
well, anyways,
No, what I'm saying is what it's become is much better than what was taped in FCW arena in my
You're saying
opinion.
Right.
leave
Oh,
the
yeah,
past
it's
behind
better.
and start new.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Thank God. Let's move on.
I mean, they have this multi-million-dollar performance center. They have all these
Oh my
things, and
gosh.
it's only growing. So
Right.
it makes sense for them to, I guess, move
Right.
forward.
Well, anyways, the man who is responsible for all this, his music hits, and we get the game Triple H. There it is right there. Triple H comes out, and the fans start chanting Triple H at him, and he says, those aren't the letters I want chanted tonight. I want to hear 3 other letters, and everyone starts chanting NXT.
Very fitting. Very fitting. And it's just like you said, this is a brand.
Yeah.
This is a whole different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and very fitting that he's the guy to start off the 200th episode because he is really the reason of this new rebranding of NXT.
It's true.
So he says he's here for episode 200. You know, there's a lot of talent that's come out of NXT. Antonio Cesaro, Sandow, The Shield, The Wyatts, and he forgets one, and the fans very quickly remind him about Big E Langston
No,
with
he
the
forgets
5-5.
one.
I couldn't tell if he actually forgot it or he was just anticipating them saying his name.
I don't
You
think so
think he
because
actually forgot it?
Yeah,
Possibly.
The way he played off it felt to me like he just was throwing, and I'm not guessing that he forgot it. He was probably just throwing some names out there, and you know that one got missed, and but the fans made sure that
Shows the impact of Big E Langston.
Absolutely.
And the memory.
and of course you know then he's our Intercontinental Champion Big E
That's
Langston.
right. Which I want to ask you the question right off the top of your head. Who do you think made the most impact of all the guys that have come out of NXT? We got Seth Rollins. We got the Wyatts.
Honestly, all of them, I see them as the future of the company. So
But you mean who made the most impact
Yeah.
so far?
So far, yeah.
On the main roster or in
On the main-
NXT?
on the main roster,
Yeah, yeah, that's tough. I mean, obviously, Daniel Bryan has got to be it.
Well, I mean, are you
From
talking out
this
of this
full
this
sale,
crop?
yeah,
So
out of
you're
this crop.
from this
Yeah.
crop.
from this crop.
So he's saying between Biggie, The Shield, Wyatt.
Wyatts.
Anyone who's come up over the last
Yeah.
year.
I
I mean, Big
essentially.
E is the Intercontinental
Xavier
Champion.
Woods now.
Shield
if you
held
look at-
titles all through.
And
so.
if you look at the Shield as an entity, I would say the Shield made the biggest impact, but that's 3 guys. You know, Big E's starting to on his own.
No, he's doing good. He's
Yeah,
definitely
he
doing
is.
good. Who do you think will turn out into a draw like Cena? If who has the potential to turn into a draw like Cena of all those guys?
I'd say right now, Big E and Roman.
Yeah.
Big E
Why
and
Roman.
Roman?
Both of those.
I'm confused by
Roman.
this. I don't see what other people see in him. Explain
In
this
whom?
to me.
In whom?
Roman Reigns.
He's got this look. He's
related to The
big.
Rock. He's got the
Well,
same
yes, he's one of the
genes, like-
cousins. He's one of the Samoans. But I mean, what is it that I out of all 3 of the Shield, I don't find him
I find
the most appealing. I just don't.
Ambrose on the mic, freaking phenomenal. I think that Roman's appearance, though, is, I don't know.
He has
like,
a
I feel like
presence.
he has
He has
that,
a
like,
presence.
the it factor in that regard.
The question is,
When
where
he
do the
looks-
promos go?
he
That's
looks
the
like the
big
face of the
question.
company.
That's the big
Yeah,
question
yeah.
because it's all about the promo,
Can
man.
he tell a story?
Yeah.
I want to see him tell a compelling story, and that's what counts the most.
Talking, you
But
mean?
I think
Or
honestly-
just
in the ring and on the microphone.
We've seen
Yeah.
a couple things from him, especially recent. Like, he's getting better.
Yeah,
And
I agree. He's getting
still
better.
good.
I think he's finding
He's
his
definitely
way.
one of the machine guys. So he's one of the guys the
Yeah,
machine
yeah, yeah.
has, you know.
Yeah.
And one question that I have is: are we going to get a machine face, or are we going to get a people's face? There's really only been one face of the people. If you go of the 4 faces of the WWE, I only consider it to really have been 4: Bruno Sammartino, Hogan, Cena and not The Rock, Cena and Stone Cold.
Okay.
And of those 4, Stone Cold is the only one that the people made the face. He was not supposed to be that. He was brought in as a mechanic. He always talks about it on his podcast. He wouldn't even have taken the job, he said, if he didn't need a job, because he was just going in to do. He was going to be the ringmaster,
right.
and it was the people that got behind the Stone Cold thing, and that's the only time that's ever happened.
I think with Reigns,
and they've accepted it, and the company's accepted it.
True.
I think the company seems like they're very behind him, and they've been pushing him a lot, especially at the last couple pay-per-views. He's really dominated the matches that he's been in. Even though they are tag team matches, he's the one that is really shining. So I think that since they're behind him, they're going to not only give their full support to him, but also help him grow.
There's no doubt the company's behind him.
Yeah.
And he's one of the guys they are looking to. The question is it going to be one of the guys the company's looking to, or is it going to be a Punk or a Bryan, or are we going to? Are they going to be forced to put someone else up?
I mean, you're talking about. A Punk or Bryan, those guys have definitely had a lot to do with their own successes, but the machine was behind them as well.
Yeah.
The machine has been
Not
behind
always,
Daniel
though.
Bryan.
Not as a face, as a top guy, yes, but not as a Cena, not as the number one guy. That's a whole different ball of wax. Bryan and Punk haven't been at that. There's only been 4 guys in history at that top.
Because guys like Cena is one of a kind, and
and that's what we're talking about.
Rarely.
Who's the next one?
But it helps when obviously the machine is behind.
Absolutely.
you gotta do it yourself, and and the machine got to be behind you. You can't rage against the machine.
Well, we're getting a little off track here on NXT,
can.
so we need to pull this back and get to our first match. We've got Sami Zayn and Tyson Kidd taking on the team of Leo Kruger and Antonio Cesaro. Kruger has been trying to become part of the Real Americans over the last couple of weeks.
From South Africa, right?
So from South Africa. Well, I mean, we got a Swedish Real American. So.
Did you know that Sami Zayn, before he goes into the ring to wrestle,
he listens to ska music?
He listens to ska music.
Yeah.
A little factoid. I like it. I like
Little
ska
boss
music.
tones.
I love ska music.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then who said what is ska music? Come on, be a little bit more worldly.
Worldly.
Well, absolutely.
I think that they were just
Ska,
saying
what is
that as a fan, or they were saying that for the fans who might not know what ska music is, because I don't think it's as popular as.
No. All right, here's what it is. It's upbeat rock and roll with a brass section. That's ska music right there.
Okay, we're not going to get into a whole discussion on ska music. We have limited time here. So Kid and.
I'm sorry, it's so hot.
So Kid and Zayn, they get a little bit of offense going in the beginning. We see that kind of cool little backflip by Tyson Kidd.
What I didn't like about that particular thing is when Kruger went for the shoulder block, knocked Kidd down, Kruger took his eyes off Kidd. Kidd should have grabbed his leg or some damn thing and taken it over there.
Should have, would have.
Yeah, should have, would have, could have.
Yeah.
So eventually, Antonio Cesaro hits a beautiful tilt-the-world backbreaker.
Beautiful. He's done that too.
Snatched him right out of the air.
It's so fun to take that.
Is it?
It's like a roller coaster ride. You just jump up in the air, and you
like,
know that he'll just catch you and turn you around and break your back.
Yeah, he's incredible with,
like a roller coaster.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. I'd pay for that.
So they go to work. We see once again that beautiful spinebuster Leo Kruger pulls out.
It's impactful.
Yes, it is. Eventually, Kid makes the tag to Sami Zayn, who comes in, fires up, hits a couple clotheslines, hits that calf kick of his, goes up to the top rope, hits the beautiful high cross body, only gets a 2 count. And I can't even read my writing here anymore.
It was a great match.
There we go. Yeah,
It was a great match.
And
so with the there's a running boot. Zayn hits the running boot for the win.
Yes, I mean Cesaro and Zayn had such chemistry in this match. You really can understand why that 2 out of 3 falls was so hot, and they've managed to carry it even to this tag team match. They've got this chemistry.
The fans
crowd,
are chanting.
they were chanting match of the year. I mean, it was a phenomenal
Not an easy
match.
thing to chant either.
No.
You have to get some people together to do that.
I gotta say, when I watched that match, 2 out of 3 falls with Cesaro and Sami Zayn, I have experienced a kind of combination of feelings inside me that I've never experienced in my life before. It was.
Where are we going with this?
Speaking
I don't
of
know. I'm
combinations,
scared.
I think
You never know.
the combination for me that made this match work out so well, not only the amazing wrestling that was going on, but they tied it in so pretty with the storyline. Like they were saying how Leo Kruger was the one that attacked Tyson Kidd way back when, and they tied it all together so pretty that like it had the storyline behind it, and
it made
wrestling.
sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Real Americans angle really worked on this, but other than that, everything
I mean,
else was,
Leo
was
Kruger,
perfect.
I actually like Leo Kruger trying to be a real American. I just don't want him to ever get to that point. I want Cesaro to be like the ultimate heel and be like, oh, well, yeah, you helped me, but I'm a jerk.
And then he just becomes
I used
more
you,
bitter.
So, yeah.
That works, I guess.
I like it.
Let me ask you some. Cesaro, where do you think his career is heading? Say in the next 4 years, where do you think he's going to be?
All the way to the top.
He's going top. I mean, I think
You think he's going to be a world champion in 4 years?
I think he has great
Looking
potential
close.
to possibly.
I think he'll be main eventing in 4 easy.
He's not.
Okay.
Yeah, he won't be a face of the company, but he'll be. I think he'll be a top guy. I don't think there's any way he can be denied. He's too good.
Yeah,
I
really.
absolutely agree.
Everybody realizes it.
I think he's such a damn good freaking specimen of a wrestler that he is.
And man, he is in top shape. He is
awesome.
like a machine.
He's strong.
And I don't think
Yes, yes, he
strong. I
is.
can't even say it.
yeah, he's so strong, and I don't think that he's being utilized the most correctly. I think they can do. I think they. I don't think they're utilizing him as good. I think he needs to go on his own, and.
Well, I think that's going to happen eventually. It seems
But that's
like
more of
coming
a
down the
topic
line, yeah,
for
he's not
Raw.
going to be with Swagger. Yeah.
We're talking NXT.
okay.
So next we get in the back, we have Emma back with Natalia.
Emma was on point with this too.
This was one of the funniest backstage segments I've seen. All
It was
Really, I
so
hated
quick.
this.
I liked it.
I hated
Oh my,
this.
they were trying to remember their lines while trying not to laugh, and that really came through. I was busting up.
I mean, I like Natty and she's fine, but Emma to me just doesn't. I don't get her. I don't
like
get
it.
who
Thank
she's
you.
supposed to be.
Thank you.
I mean, this doesn't match the promo.
Thank you.
It doesn't
Thank you.
match.
Tell me.
It's-
Tell me. Give
There's
me a
no
little history.
character. It's like somebody who's reading a script and just going, it's like she's reading the phone book.
Exactly. Tell me one thing. Okay, she's got this cute, fun thing to do.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Which
to
is
do.
cool, and
fun
it's
to do.
great character.
Kids can get behind it. But I would like to know why she does it.
Me too.
Where it came
It
from.
makes no
How
sense.
does it go with her and who she is?
Exactly.
So and another thing that I wanted to say, and this is
I don't believe her when she's talking.
And another thing, I because something
It's like she's lying.
Don't let her talk. I mean, she needs to have shorter promos with some
I liked
catchphrases. I
She
really
can
don't
talk,
like it.
but let's come up with what the hell she is.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And and also I gotta say that I'm already done with I'm not excited about this anymore. In fact, I'm a little bit annoyed by it. Maybe because I don't understand why she does it.
I agree. I wish
that's
that
fine.
we
Just
had.
kinda-
I wish
why?
that there was some more continuity in her character, but I love how much energy she has, and I love her confidence, because you can tell that a lot of the people, when they're just starting out, they don't have that, and hers is over the top.
And I agree with
She's a
Cathy,
veteran,
and I
too.
agree with you guys. I agree with everything you two just said.
and she
but
was
in
being a
spite
jerk
of that,
to Natalia.
in spite of that,
She wasn't being a-
I think she's hilarious.
No,
She is.
I don't
She
know
is.
why.
she's not.
I want to see her keep doing that.
No, she's funny. She can be funny for sure.
Somehow
she
she
can be
keeps it
entertaining.
fresh.
If there's someone
funny.
that can make you laugh, keep them, because that is very hard to do.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying get rid of her by any stretch of the imagination. I just want to see them hone that character
character
in.
development, yeah.
And I don't feel
It's
like
what
they're-
is her character?
I feel it's just
Can you give me,
whatever her
anything about
name
it?
on her birth certificate is. I feel that's who's talking to me, not this character that's created. There's no motivation behind
What's
what she does.
behind the whole emulation thing? Okay, we got all those terms.
I feel like
but
it should
what
be
is
more of a
it?
Bailey.
Why?
So
it feels
this
like
is-
Bailey
yeah.
acts like she should be
Honestly,
acting.
yeah, she
and,
should be like all
yeah,
goofy, like-
and she should at least be a little scatterbrained.
Yeah,
and I feel she's trying to do that, but not doing a very good
That's
job
fair.
That's the
acting
thing,
that way.
No.
She needs acting lessons.
The problem is, I think that she had this character, and it was supposed to be the goofy, bubbly, awkward girl, and then Bailey is
Just
the
took it
even
over.
more awkward girl, so she can't be the awkward girl anymore, and
Then she needs to do
she
something-
struggled with trying
do
to figure
something
out
else.
how to change it, and it hasn't really connected.
And
I don't know.
here's a question: did we not see this 2 weeks ago? The same kind of lead-in to a match. Didn't Paige?
That was Paige and Natty.
Right, Paige and
But it
Natty
was
called
very
Natty out
similar.
for, you're this reality TV star, and that's how they ended up having a match. And it's the same way how Emma.
very similar.
And it
Why
didn't
was it
fit,
so
and it
similar?
didn't fit for me for Emma talking like that.
Natty's
like,
been doing so many
you know, the whole thing about you've changed and like.
But that happened literally 2 weeks ago
Yeah,
with,
it
with
Yeah, no,
Paige.
that was-
but it made
was a
sense
setup
with
for Paige.
Paige. Emma, it just felt like
Why did
she
they
was being
repeat it?
bitchy.
We're never gonna get through anything.
Yeah, we got to move on. So.
No.
So we get our first NXT
Because
moment
of me.
we get
It's
our
me.
first NXT moment of the night from NXT number 1. We see a little bit of highlights from the Daniel Bryan Chris Jericho match.
That was a great match.
yeah, it
I
was
had
cool.
forgotten about that, and watching those highlights was like, oh yeah, this was.
and you
this
can
was
probably
really
go
amazing.
and find that if you have Hulu Plus. I'm
Do
sure
it.
you can go online and find that.
Or you can pay me on Twitter.
Yes.
You pay him on Twitter, yes.
So
Customs.
next we get a rematch from a few months back. Sasha Banks taking on Paige, which the first time they met, you said that was one of your favorite matches of all time.
Oh, yes.
One of your favorite female
yes,
matches.
Yeah, that's what convinced me to those girls. And
Yeah.
I think,
So Paige goes right at her right away, and then Sasha just starts slapping the crap out of
Slapping
her.
and clawing. This
I love it.
This match kind of felt like there was a personal angle
Yeah.
that was involved.
But they also have
They have
the
history.
storyline.
Yeah, and they have history.
I-
So
I think this is like personal type history.
I don't know.
I don't know. You don't generally go at somebody the way these two were going at each other.
Well, I thought it was great. So they start slapping. Summer kind of goes into to distract her, in which they're able to. Sasha is able to hit her with this like reverse rope line, like hits her
Rope
clotheslines her. Yeah, with the rope.
yeah,
Like, hits her
she
in the
grabs
back of
the
the
back
neck.
of her hair and snaps the back of her
Yeah.
head against the rope.
Oh,
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
she took a face
that's
bump. It
Norman
was-
Smiley.
That's a Norman Smiley.
Norman Smiley. He was like, "Hey, snap marry a guy into the ropes if you're working their leg."
Okay.
Very like unconventional, but you know.
And
It looked vicious.
It looked
vicious.
vicious.
She left with a fistful of her hair.
So Sasha just takes over, and she really was the dominant one of this match. Locks in that like backpack chin lock that she uses all the time, which is
I'll tell you, I didn't like this as much. I didn't like her in the driver's seat as well in this match, and I think
Why?
that move was too big for that point in time, and the audience didn't buy it. She was spent too much.
I liked it.
In any other fighting sport, that is a serious move. She had her legs locked around her. That's a serious thing. She should have gotten out of it and then come back to it later. She spent too much time. She should have tapped or something.
Yeah.
That is a real thing. You cannot escape that. That is a finisher.
Yeah.
That is not just some hold. That is a finisher.
I would have to say, despite that, this is the second week where Sasha's really impressed.
Yeah,
me.
yes.
And Sasha's
and as well
phenomenal.
in her entrance, you could see all this personality. She's just
She has a lot more confidence, and whatever it is, maybe she's more comfortable with her character now, or she's developed it to the point where it's just coming across better, but it's in a good place.
So Paige backs her backs her backs her into the corner.
Way to go with your last show here. Yeah. All tongue-tied.
Paige backs her into the corner, and
tears.
Sasha eventually goes for that little hand thing where she jumps off the top rope. I don't even know what you would call it. It's
El Mystico.
Lucha, yeah, Mystico move.
Just call it the Mystico.
The Mystico. In which Paige pulls her right off.
And that's also another reason why I think this was so personal, because just before that, Sasha chopped the crap out of her.
Oh, yeah, she
like,
did.
bam! You could hear it in the cheap seats.
Is it-
And then Paige snatched her ass right off that top rope and slammed her on the floor.
Here's a
Let me just finish this real quick. Paige hits three short arm clotheslines, which is cool. She hit the clothesline, held onto the arm, picked her up 3 times, hit that. Eventually, she hits the Paige Turner for the win.
yeah, great.
Summer interfered a little bit in there.
I enjoy these girls. They're my favorite, and here's a question to all my Twitter followers, of all the girls on my Twitter who follows me, who has implants. I'm wondering, if you were to get chopped really hard in the chest, is it safe or is it unsafe? Just respond with safe or unsafe. One-word answers. That's all. I'm just curious because, I mean, can't you just...
Aren't there some... I'm sure there's a couple girls that you know in the workers you can ask, right?
That's true, but I'm asking right now.
I think he just wanted to talk about it.
I think that's what
That's what I think happened.
And
he's just trying to trial Twitter for dates.
No, not at all. But
Send him pictures of your breasts
Yes.
with chop marks.
No, but,
And your phone number.
No. I have an idea for Sasha. I like the red; it's nice. But what if we put a different lipstick color on her with matching gear to that lip color? What if every week we saw Sasha with different lipstick
Are you a makeup
color?
expert now?
He likes the lips. You haven't noticed this? He focuses every week on the lips.
He focuses on every body part on a female.
I like the lower.
He's a man.
I do enjoy the lower part of the hourglass.
Awesome.
But what I was gonna say is that what if she came out every week with different lipstick colors, with accompanied by matching gear? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd
and
be fun.
also
Makeup matches the gear.
And also, I think that her and Summer, they can be a much better version of Lay Cool.
Yes, yeah.
Much better.
A lot of people are saying that they actually ripped off Lay Cool, but I think this is actually a better incarnation.
Well, and Lay Cool ripped off the beautiful people from TNA.
True.
So,
And also,
that wasn't an original idea.
And what if we put long tights just to try on Paige?
What is she wearing right now?
She's wearing shorts.
She's wearing those leather.
Shorts
She's
and
wearing
long boots, right?
They're like leather shorts, so they're not super tight fit.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're loose on her.
I like Paige's ring gear.
I like
think
it too.
fits her
She looks
personality
good.
perfectly.
Oh no, I love it, and I think she's a very, very
just
super
you wanna see
beautiful
some
girl.
long
but sometimes the really extremely white muscled legs of hers
But that's-
distract me.
She
But
is
no,
quite
she's
pale.
I mean,
unique.
that's
Sure,
part of her
English.
character.
That's
Like
true.
it's kind of gothy. Like it works. Yeah, I like it.
I don't think
no,
she's
I
gothy.
like it.
I just think she's English.
Fair skin.
Yeah, she's English.
She's just white. She's alabaster.
But
Albinish.
okay, there are a ton of
Albinish.
very pale wrestlers that use a ton of self tanner, and
What you
she
got against
clearly
that?
doesn't do that. No,
Well, Cody Rhodes currently looks like some sort of citrus, so...
exactly.
Okay, so
I
we
think
go
she
to the
must do
back, and we've got Enzo Amore back there with Kaz.
Yeah. Soft. You see the shirts? Shirts are great. I want one of those.
There's
Just
no
a
soft.
finger that says soft.
Self.
Soft.
So Kaz,
WFT soft.
Enzo's talking about suing somebody for something or another. I don't know. These guys are nuts. And we all of a sudden we hear singing going on from Mr. Aiden English. Who's
He's
over
got
in
to
the
warm up.
awesome.
He's got to
just-
keep his
just over in the
instrument
corner.
in top condition. Got to keep it warm.
He says he'll be singing on Broadway while they're taking tickets for him. And basically they say Cass is a better singer than Aiden English, and basically a challenge to a sing-off happens.
Do you get
We'll find out.
entertained by say segments like those sing-offs? Do you get entertained by that? Because sometimes I could care less about wrestlers
You know what?
having a sing-off.
I'd rather have the sing-off, but I don't need this segment to get me into these segments like this. I don't like. I don't like these really fake, really set up, cheesy. Like if you're gonna catch a camera in the back, let's let it be real. Let's go back to I don't like this. These really scripted moments in the back.
But we got Enzo. We got Enzo,
which is great.
because I don't think he's going to be able to get in the ring with that motorized scooter.
Not for
Yeah. So at least we got him today.
What if they created a ramp for him? A freaking ramp.
that would be funny.
Steps.
That would be funny. So at the end of it, Kaz just go me, and then it goes soft.
That was entertaining.
I was cracking up at the end there. We get our next NXT moment, NXT 122, which is the NXT reboot. When we went to it being really more of a show on the developmental. So next we get the Ascension taking on the American Pitbulls, also the American Wolves, a team that Mr. Kaslov over there knows pretty well.
Oh yeah, I know them real well. They took my
I was saying,
Ring of
didn't
Honor titles off
Didn't
of me.
these guys steal your titles?
Yeah, they stole them.
Yeah.
We were thieved.
Yeah.
No,
So I wasn't
I
rooting
don't
for
think
them.
that's right.
I was hoping they'd get their ass beat.
So they beat you, and they just
I think
lost.
you got your wish.
Yeah.
So the way that you've been talking about them the past few weeks, Clum, I feel like I thought they were going to debut a lot stronger. I thought they were going to get...
I thought so too.
Here's the thing. You got to realize these guys are not under contract.
And that's true.
So what this was is...
They were going to job
This
no
is
matter
where
what,
you send them out to see how they respond to being asked to do certain things.
Okay.
And you see if they... And it's a test a lot of times.
But at the same time, they were not mistreated. They were given
they were not.
a fair amount.
This was not a squash match.
So let's
Not
get
an
into the
ending
match
measure.
here a little bit. The Pitbulls start off with definitely getting some offense, and a lot more offense than I expected in the beginning.
And Ryan, one thing I want to mention that kind of was a little off for me in the beginning when Davey, or did you notice Bellington?
Bellington.
Did you notice?
Yes.
Do you know what that is? Dynamite Kid's first name is it's Bill Bellington, and Davey, he looks a lot like him, and so it was pretty cool that they gave him that name. It was pretty
Tip of the head, I like
Yeah,
that.
gotcha.
pretty badass.
Gotcha.
Bellington.
So the ascent. I'm sorry.
So in the beginning, when they were chain wrestling,
Yes.
at some point, Rick Victor shot him into his own corner, and Davey stopped himself and tried to go underneath Victor's legs, but Victor caught him.
Right.
And Davey was trying to tag out, but no damage has been done to anybody.
okay.
And I felt that was
A little weird.
Maybe I'm just nitpicking
A little
completely.
early. Yeah.
It's just like, hey, you just begun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I gotcha.
Good point.
So the Ascension take control with a flapjack eventually, and at one point here, Rick Victor goes for, I don't know what it was. There was a little miscommunication, it looked like, and
Oh my God.
Davey almost fell on his head.
He did fall on his head.
Yeah.
Part of him did.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely hit his
It
head.
was-
Yeah, he hit
It
his
wasn't
head.
full impact,
It
but it
wasn't
was
full impact.
pop.
Oh my
You got
God.
it, boy.
He definitely pulled out of that.
It was vicious. Jesus.
Yeah, it almost looked like one thought he was going to flip the other. He thought he was going for a belly to back.
Yeah.
And just like that, folks, a career can be ended. And
Yeah,
so that's why
absolutely.
we, the workers, we, the wrestlers, we get offended when somebody unintelligently refers to what we do as fake.
Yeah.
Because
Don't do it.
You're
Well,
putting
we-
your bodies on the line.
we're putting our bodies on the line, and we have only one take to do it, and we're throwing ourselves and doing tricks like these. And anyway,
It can all be ended in a moment. A life, a
literally,
career.
just like that. That's
Don't call
how
it fake.
Draz's career was ended. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Davey eventually tags Eddie Edwards in. I'm going by their names out, whatever they were called.
Kate.
Eventually hits a Shining Wizard, gets a 2 count. They both go in for. Everyone ends up on the outside, double dive by the two of them.
The
fans
Pitbulls were doing a lot of tag team separation. They were keeping the Ascension away from each
Yes.
other. It was very, very smart on their part.
You could definitely tell that this is a team that has worked together before, not just a team that was thrown in,
Yeah.
even though people are not going to be really familiar with them. Davey Richards hits a flying headbutt, and Victor eventually comes and hits a flying knee. They get the follow man, and they get the win. But I thought a very good showing by the American Pitbulls,
yeah.
much better than I expected. And as we were getting into before, Cathy, they will do things like that to kind of see how humble people are. Hobo and I were in the back over at Championship Wrestling in Hollywood, where a similar situation actually kind of occurred once, and where a worker did not want to do something like that, and was basically told he would never be brought back.
You gotta be humble, baby. You gotta be humble.
You have to do what you're asked.
Yeah, bottom line is you're getting paid. You got to do what your boss says. You can pitch ideas.
Yeah.
So, but,
Especially if you're trying to get a job.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a funny one. And this was a situation, this is a person trying to get in with a company and then didn't want to do what he was asked
At
to do.
the end of the day, it's probably better to be a jobber than not have a job.
Absolutely.
be a jobber than be jobless.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and back in the day, man, being a jobber, I mean, it was, or being a car, there were other names for them. Enhancement talent. Was that was a very important job.
It's
insanely
It
important.
actually is. It's a mark of a good professional.
Yeah.
And a guy who can really do his job well is somebody who can actually lose and make the other guy look like $1 million.
A lot of times
Make
they're better than the other guys.
And then also, the crowd sometimes is chanting for them because they're so excited to see them.
I mean, if you are in a position of being a jobber, and I was asked many times when I first started my career, can you job to this guy? Can you make this guy look good? You know, I understand the importance of this, but I would not agree to that because I want him to look strong. It's very important to me that I look strong.
Ego can be a very big motivating factor, but you try not to let it guide you too much.
You know, I mean, what would you like to have, a good win-loss record or what?
So you make sure you're undefeated for the first 3 years of your career?
Hey, and here's another thing. On the commentary, they were talking about, on the commentary that they were talking about Ascension. It was like, you know, you don't see these guys, they're not the best of friends. You don't see them hanging out like too often. And I'm thinking, instead of saying that BS, why don't you say, you know what,
Well, no, I thought what they said, the way I took it was they said that these guys aren't talking in the ring very much.
No, they said that as well.
They just know.
No, they don't have to. They don't shout instructions to each other.
They feel each other.
They feel each other like animals, and that's a good line.
But they also say they don't hang out.
When they say they don't hang out, what I would say instead to paint a picture of some depth for these guys,
they have separate coffins.
No, but you know what? We don't know what the relationship is other than we can see how they are in the ring, but we rarely see them in the back. We barely see them. We don't know what they do. We see them only when it's time for them to wrestle, and you know, stuff like that. And you know, they don't have to shout instructions to each other.
Telepathic qualities,
like animals. Like imagine an animal, the way
bats,
that they communicate,
they have
or
the
bats.
Sonic.
Yeah, you know, something like that.
You can actually hear that. That's auditory.
Let's not call them animals, but let's just talk about
humans can't hear it.
Well, maybe you can't, but a whole lot of other people can. And did anybody catch what Tensai said on commentary?
That was Tensai, huh?
Well, no, Tensai said something else after the Ascension 1. He said, big will always beat small. I
Disagree.
was very, very upset.
Well, it's because he's a big dude.
Right.
It will always be small. What does that mean? Beat.
Beat.
You son of a gun, man.
Seriously.
Go kick him in the knees.
You know what?
I will kick him in the knees.
Go kick him in the knees.
His shins are mine.
Tensei, I got a whole nation of trolls behind me, and we're coming for you.
That's right. I mean, Hogan, Andre, never mind. How wrong is that sentence? Just on a ridiculous level. Do you not have a memory?
How many people has Rey Mysterio beaten?
Seriously, world heavyweight champion, I
believe he's defeated the Big Show in the past. The biggest guy, the smallest guy's beating the biggest guy.
I don't think he thought about what he was saying at that particular moment. Maybe he tried to be a heel.
It's just because he's a big guy, so of course he's going to say that. You know,
but he's a baby face.
Now I'm over him on commentary.
And let me tell you, when a baby,
you've officially pissed off the hobo. Congratulations.
You see, and not only are you going to get pissed off, but when I say a babyface commentator makes a comment like that, all the fans, all the average folk who is of average size is going to take offense to that. So if you're a heel commentator, it's perfect to say.
Yeah.
So I don't think he was following a particular format.
I don't think he was thinking at all. I think the words left his lips and they never went through his brain.
He's a great big guy, but he's not meant for commentary.
I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Well, he needs just
He's going to find me.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely needs time, but that's why he's down doing it on NXT and not up on the main.
Why is a big guy like that on commentary?
I don't know. I mean, hey man, Gorilla Monsoon was the best play-by-play ever, and that guy was a big dude.
What they're doing is they're testing out a lot of different people because they don't really know what to do. It seems like they have the space, so why not? I mean, I love William Regal on there. I love, there are some people that they've had come through in the past couple months that have been amazing.
Try everyone.
They're still trying. They're trying to find like a good spot. Yeah.
Okay, but keep in mind that on commentary, small will always beat big.
Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of small, we got Kofi Kingston in the back.
Oh my God! Can you be any more boring when you're talking? He's such an athlete.
How do you really feel?
Like that.
People want to see raw emotion from us.
Yeah, we need to see. I've liked this more aggressive Kofi we've been getting, but and of course this was taped a little bit before when they were doing that. So let's see how his.
Because I love him.
It was a little bland and stale compared to what we've seen in the past couple weeks now on Raw and pay-per-view.
But he was just there chatting. Saying, I'm happy to be here. So I mean, he was just kind of chilling in the back. They just caught him. Hey, I'd love to be here. I'm so excited.
What they wanted to do for this episode, I think, was have the biggest names and put them there in any capacity. So they wanted to throw this in there as well.
So I understand that.
So, anyways, he said he's wanted to be there for a long time, and then Lana shows up and speaks a whole bunch of Russian to him.
She says, translation, Mr. Rusev wants to break you next week. You ready? That's what she said in Russian, which was funny.
And then, she said Rusev wants to crush next week as well.
Right. She translated it like that, but she said...
it's broken Russian?
No, she said in Russian, Mr. Rusev wants to break you next week.
Okay.
You ready? It was just funny. I think it's comical. He wants to break you next week.
So it sounds like
very casual. Very casual.
He's going to break it next week.
Okay, all right.
It sounds like that is going to happen. And this week there were some tweets from Lana talking about possibly a debut on Raw. Did you see this? She made some tweets talking about negotiating Rusev's
I think that
Raw debut. Yeah,
I can see that happening soon.
It could be happening soon.
I heard that they've been bringing him to some live shows recently. He's been
up there.
Good for
He's
him.
ready.
I think so.
Because let me tell you, I've talked to him, several months back when he was frustrated because he wasn't being used before he was used on NXT. And I was like, hey, just stay strong. And now, I mean, it's a complete difference from before. Now they're going with him.
Yeah.
It's happening.
He started wrestling in the same backyard ring that I still do wrestle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with Rick Drazen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was. That you can actually find footage of him wrestling in Rick's backyard.
Have you met him?
I have not met him, but if you type in Bulgarian Rick Drazen into, you'll find Rusev.
Rusev is a
wrestling.
He's an asshole.
Hey, watch your language there.
I'm sorry.
It's a family show.
Sorry, I thought that word was allowable.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Excuse me.
I believe the two words are okay, but not put together.
Right. You can say ass, you can say hole,
Yeah.
but you can't say them together.
Yeah.
I think
Now
he's
you
an
can
ass.
say I put my donkey was an ass in the hole, but you can't.
That sounds even worse, man.
No, you totally can. We're like recreating the private parts scene here.
Yeah, we are.
For all your Howard Stern fans. So, anyways, we have the main event for the NXT Championship. Adrian Neville taking on the evil Bo Dallas in a lumberjack match.
Lumberjack.
Yay.
I was surprised that
And the lumberjacks
were
were
a lumberjack match.
everybody we've never seen before.
And Slate Randall.
Slate Randall was in there.
Randall was there.
Hey, Sean Ricker from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, who I'm looking very forward to his debut. He's going to be awesome, I believe. So it was literally a bunch of guys who've never really been on TV, and Tyler Breeze were the lumberjacks.
How about his attire and the fuzzy thing around his phone? Oh my God, it's so
He's
awesome.
brilliant.
He had that phone out the entire match. Start to
awesome.
finish,
I
entire
know.
match. He is committed.
So cute, the phone with the fuzzy
And
furry thing.
how
It's
can
so-
we not mention the Fink Howard Finkel
Yeah, it was
announcing
random.
this awesomely random.
Right.
I think
He was
Howard
never part of
Finkel
this.
I think they should fire every ring announcer, and Howard Finkel should just announce every match
Why
ever.
the hell not?
Because he's the
Yeah.
best ring announcer
He's
of
a
all
great
time.
ring announcer.
I'm talking boxing, anything. Best voice
Yeah.
of ring announcing voice of all time.
The new announcer, sometimes his voice breaks when he announces John Cena. Like
Yeah, I
sometimes.
think he does it on purpose.
Justin
I don't know
Roberts?
Why?
Have you heard?
Yeah,
Like, it's kind of
he used to
weird.
do it when he would announce Edge to the ring. It was rated R superstar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean exactly that. It was.
I don't get it. I don't like it.
So in the first exchange, Bo tries to throw Neville right out of the ring, does a little handstand spring back, hits a calf kick, and Bo bails out of town. But the lumberjacks get to him and immediately throw him back in. Yeah,
Or he bowls.
he bowls. He bowls out.
Boils.
Boils.
See, that's the thing about this match. Bo Dallas has no friends at
No.
ringside. None of these lumberjacks are his friends.
But he doesn't have to have friends as long as there are heels. Heels
Well, I
usually,
mean,
right? No?
Bo Dallas is on top. He is the man. He's the man holding the belt, and as a result, he has a target painted on his back. He has no friends because everybody wants that belt.
Hey, how about his white gear?
You liked it?
It was better than his all gear.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
No, I liked it too.
I really didn't
Both
notice.
here.
It's
Wait,
great.
he didn't have the glove on this time,
I mean,
did he?
I don't know that it's. We were talking a couple weeks ago how you wanted him to look flashier, and I think that he definitely stands out more. I don't know that it's like flashier by any means, but
it's not
It's
flashy.
just different.
It's better
He,
than
he
his
didn't
all
have
gear,
that
I
glove
think.
on either.
Which is,
noticed.
I like that.
Yeah,
'cause
the glove didn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I actually
right?
like him without it.
No
yeah.
elbow pad, you know? You look good. Clean
So
and
Bo-
soft. Soft and buttons.
So Bo takes over. He's in charge. He throws Adrian Neville out of the ring, and Lumberjack Tyler Breeze goes to grab him and goes to throw Neville back in, and Neville stops him again, and then just slaps him right across the face.
The audience felt it. Sent a shockwave.
I love Breeze's reactions to stuff like this. Just the way he plays stuff like this is brilliant.
Look at my face.
He slapped Breeze as if, hey man, I've been touring all around the world, main eventing arenas everywhere, and what have you been doing? You trained with Lance Storm a little bit, and then what have you done? Slap.
I don't know why. The way Tyler Breeze was dressed tonight, it kind of reminded me of like the old school British, like I don't know.
Mick Jagger.
Or, not Mick Jagger. I don't know, like the old school, like British, like.
Yeah. We're getting
lovely. This is
Thank you, Phil.
The worst.
But yeah, I dig his gear.
But
He's
definitely
flashy.
They know who I'm talking about.
He looks like a rock star. He really does.
She was definitely sexy.
So Neville goes back into the ring.
Sure.
Neville gets back in the ring, takes a hold, and we go to commercial break.
Yeah.
And we get our final NXT moment from NXT 132, talking about the NXT title, and we see some highlights from Jinder Mahal versus Seth Rollins, and of course Seth Rollins was the inaugural NXT champion.
Seth Rollins beat Jinder Mahal for
in the finals.
NXT.
Yes, yeah,
How about
he certainly did. So we come back from break, and Adrian Neville is still in control, and Bo takes over with, which is kind of interesting. He schoolboyed him under the second rope out of the ring, and then the Lumberjacks took him and threw him back in, and that's actually how he took control of the match, which is an interesting way of doing it. I'd never seen that before.
Missed that.
I bet you that's a Norman Smiley.
Yeah. He literally schoolboyed him in one motion and put him out of the ring with it.
That's pretty.
It was pretty impressive. Yeah, I've never seen that. So we see at this point too that Tyler Breeze is still down. What happened?
Okay, your notes have been so loud all the time, and now you have gum.
He's trying to make it a little
Cathy's
more
calling
quiet.
you out.
I don't know what the gum's doing. Crazy.
Cathy just called you out. Why are you embarrassing him like that? There was no camera shot on there with the gum. It was on us.
You can't see the gum. There's the gum. Are you happy?
And the coffee stain.
Oh, this is Panda Express sauce, compound chicken sauce.
Does it still have the flavor? Does it still? Yeah, it's still good. Still good.
So we see a shot that Tyler Breeze is still down from that slap, just sitting
The
down.
whole time he's just like
angry, pissed, just
which was hilarious.
Absolutely hilarious.
Zoolander got slapped and he couldn't just get over it just the whole time. Oh, sitting like he was laying. He was just right. He wasn't
out.
standing. And there was of course, Bo hit also this awesome like giant clothesline, just vicious.
Yeah.
And he flipped over on it. Right?
Yeah,
My
completely.
God. Jesus.
And then the crowd starts chanting, "Drop the title." And when I heard this, it made me realize these are the same fans that go to Impact, because they've been chanting that to Jeff Jarrett since they got in the Impact Zone. And I'm like, Orlando, because I've never heard another crowd chant that other than that Orlando crowd. And it's like they're back to their old things. Drop the title. Like, oh,
that's a cool chant though. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
Drop the title.
Oh yeah.
I'd be mad.
I remember when Jarrett went nuts and he's like, "Drop the title," flipping out on the audience because it would.
I have to say, my mom just texted me. She was watching because I told her it was the last show, and she goes, "Schoolboying sounds like something that could get you arrested."
Yeah, I think it will.
Schoolboying. That does sound
Schoolboying.
Depends on the age of the boy,
Yes.
but yeah.
There are definitely people in jail for schoolboying.
That's a good term.
There are definitely some teachers in prison.
Your mom is nutty.
Yeah.
So Adrian Neville counters a bulldog, builds momentum. I'm a mess today. Starts to build momentum, and he comes back. Eventually, drop kicks Bo in the face, hits his beautiful standing shooting star press, which is wow. Yeah, it's
control.
I gotta say, when I saw that, I mean, oh my God, it was like so awesome.
Beautiful. Yeah,
it's like he's underwater.
He gets better this guy is just amazing. Every time I see him, he looks better and better. The guy is phenomenal. He sets up for the Red Arrow, but Bo bails out, and the Lumberjacks get him back in. Neville dives on all all of them, knocking out the entire roster.
They all go over like bowling pins.
They all go down
That's
like
crazy.
dominoes.
That's crazy.
That looks so
like
cool.
when Cena, it's like when Cena took out the whole roster.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy because I swear I've seen at a concert a music artist jumping off a second-story balcony onto a mosh pit full of people, and they caught him.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I think Neville's dense. I think he's got density. You look at him, he's ripped.
Oh, he's like a rock.
Yeah.
It's like in Mean Girls when they do like the trust fall and then they just drop the person.
Oh, yes.
Well,
So
that
it's
didn't
like
happen here.
it's a choice.
That's what it was.
It's a choice.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So he sets him up.
They could hold him up,
Yeah.
but they didn't want to.
Neville sets Bo up again for the Red Arrow, but Mr. Breeze gets in and pulls him out of the way, and Bo makes the cover for the win.
Huge surprise. I mean,
What, you think he was going to drop it?
I don't know, but it certainly looked that way. If you weren't paying attention to where Tyler Breeze was when all the Lumberjacks went down, you were like, well, Breeze has got to be in there. So when Breeze shot up and snatched Bo from the jaws of defeat, it was a surprise. It was a shock.
Yeah, I had a feeling that we might see Mr. Breeze again, and that he was going to come into the finish in some way.
Yeah, Bo Dallas definitely didn't have any friends.
No,
but
definitely.
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
So I guess we're going to see a little Neville Breeze, possibly a little feud here in the future.
I think that'd be great.
That'd be cool.
That'd be
Great,
good for Breeze.
Be great for Breeze.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because you've got Neville with all that amazing athleticism, high flying, and then Breeze is just all that character stuff and all that personality and whining and complaining and crying. You just want them to beat him up.
Yep.
Exactly. And let's not forget, he's a great wrestler. He's a good wrestler.
Absolutely.
He can wrestle.
Absolutely. And you stick a good wrestler in there with a phenomenal wrestler like Neville that can just do all that stuff. It's going to elevate him. And with the character stuff of Neville, I think that could be a very interesting.
I think that could be a good feud.
Very good.
Yeah.
I think they match up well.
I hope they actually, now that Breeze actually screwed him out of this title, he had it. I hope they go into a longer feud.
They have different strengths, but I think that'll work well.
Yeah. They can.
Yeah. So that is it for the 200th episode of NXT. What was your guys' MVP of the show? This is a big one.
There you
I can't
go.
think of. I
Come on, you got to pick one.
NXT.
NXT. I need a name.
200th
I need
episode.
a name, Alex.
Okay, I'll say that. Okay. I'll say,
American Wolves.
No, I'll give it to Paige. Not Paige.
Triple H. Phil says Triple H.
Triple H was your man.
I'll say Sasha. I'll give it to Sasha.
Give it to Sasha. Okay.
Because I can't think of somebody else.
Hobo.
Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze.
Breeze.
Very
What do you
Exactly.
do?
Exactly.
Got slapped.
He got slapped, and he never put that phone away, and he was the pivotal point in the end of that match.
He did very little and was very
impactful.
Very impactful.
Actually, I give it to Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn's
okay.
good.
I was
Changing your
going
answer.
to say Antonio Zayn. So, like, mashing them up.
Oh,
'cause they were
Antonio
both
was good
really
too.
good.
You know
They're
what?
so
I say
good.
Antonio. Or
They
Zayn.
got that chemistry. That cannot be made. It's got to be born.
Yeah.
Like Bourne? Like Bo Dallas?
I'll go with,
Born.
What about you?
I'll go with my boy Neville.
Neville.
You?
Yeah.
You just
I'm
love
just a
him.
big
That's
fan of
easy.
Neville right now.
That's
I'm just a fan of his right now. I've become a fan over the last couple months.
Do we have a minute for me to ask you the question of what do you think like where he's going.
Ask Phil. Phil, do we have a minute?
Do we have a sec?
Do you have a minute?
Sure.
Okay.
Check this out. Look,
Just for you,
Neville,
Ryan.
Awesome, thank you.
that's awesome. Can we get 10 minutes for Ryan?
Kathy needs to go, so no.
Damn it. Check this out real fast. Neville is a spectacular wrestler. Exciting to watch. But do you think that somewhere deep inside him, I mean, we're going to see a character on top of it? Like a person that he plays
On
that's
Neville?
entertaining, yeah. Or do you think his thing is going to be just this high flyer?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the one person we can look at is Daniel Bryan as a...
Why?
As,
What do you mean?
as somebody who came in as just a wrestler, and then they found that great character.
Well, yeah, that's true. He came in as a wrestler, but you know, he was charismatic in his own way.
But not like it is now with the yeses and
Well,
all the
of course,
stuff.
it's evolved.
They've evolved something.
It's
So
evolved.
I think Neville can do the same thing.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I think, and you know what? I've seen that he's becoming in the.
Yeah,
He
I've
has
seen something
definitely-
too.
We haven't seen as much promos from him recently, but the ones we have seen, you know, talking about the Jumpin' Jordy and stuff, like he's definitely, his promos have gotten better. I think there's something with him. I think he's going to be an interesting character as well. I think he's going to be
I'd love
okay.
to see. I'd love
I
to
hope
see,
so.
you know.
I hope so.
Do we have another minute?
No, I think we need to
need
start
to
to wrap.
say goodbye.
We need to start wrapping. I need to fully
Man, you're
say
leaving,
goodbye.
man.
I know. I've been March 16th of 2012. I think was my first show, which is the very first SmackDown we had Brian Kendrick in. So that
Can you
was
stay
my
another
very,
week, maybe?
very ever first show. What's
Maybe can you stay another week?
that? I don't know. I may get in here tomorrow if we have this special thing, but we're working on something.
Because of Christmas.
Yeah, because of Christmas there will be no show, and
AfterBuzz will close down.
NXT I believe is a recap anyways,
Okay.
yearly recap, so probably won't be an AfterBuzz next
Yeah.
week, and
But we will be back
With
when they
these
have a new
three.
show on, yeah.
and who knows, maybe I'll call in
It's
here
sad
and
to see you
there.
go, man.
I'm sad to go, but thank you to everyone, to AfterBuzz, to Phil and Maria and Kevin. This has been awesome over the last year and a half.
Please
I've
keep
learned a
in touch
lot.
with us, and we'll have them keep in touch with you.
Keep in touch with
Yeah.
all your fans. Ryan Clum is going to the East Coast because that's where wrestling is at.
Yeah.
He wants to. That's
I want
what
to
he
go
wants
to the East
pursue,
Coast. Yeah.
which is very
I got a
respectable.
couch.
All right.
Which is very respectable to drop what you're doing here
Yeah.
and to just go completely. To
I
a
gave
different
up.
place.
Actually, a lot of people don't know, but I had a pretty good career in Hollywood. I was producing, move up the ladder, and walked away from that to try
This son of a gun turned down a seven-figure
wasn't
TV gig.
wasn't seven,
Oh,
but it
but
was
you were
6.
doing
Yeah,
good.
no, I was doing okay.
Which you're crazy.
I make more. I used to make more money in a few hours than I do in a week.
It's crazy that you did that. It's respectable, but I
At 40.
I dig it. You gotta follow
I'm
your heart,
insane.
man. That's why I don't
my
have
God.
a house. I don't have a car. I'll
So
follow
where
my
can they
heart.
find you?
Alex at Alex Kaslov COM.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm at True Hobo, and I'm on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I can't remember what I'm doing this week, but tell me what you think of my match if you saw it. I just
And
really got
Cathy
drunk.
Kelley, where they can find
We're
you.
gonna miss you.
I'm
you
gonna
can
miss
find
you.
me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley.
And you can find me on Twitter at Cluminator. You can
Follow
find
his endeavors.
Yeah, you can follow. Yeah, you can.
We've
I have
featured
videos up
endeavors.
on YouTube. Ryan Clum, and I have a Ryan J Morals Facebook page you can check out. So you can find out. I'll be around. Hopefully, I'll start popping up here and there.
I love you so much.
I love you
It's
so
sad
much
to
too.
see
You
go.
and I are absolute. I will. You'll run it. I'll
So I'm
run
gonna
into
sing
you
a second.
on the East Coast. I'm sure. That's all right.
Don't go.
For the last time, good night, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.